Ladies and gents, welcome to CG Reaction, and this is Why Are British Place Names So Hard to Pronounce by the channel Jay Foreman. Jay Foreman is a great British chap who makes great content. His comedy is so British. I love it. I've never come across a channel who has this kind of humor in it, so it's great, and it's really informative, I guess, about British and British things. So I like this, and I'm gonna react to lots of videos from this. So yeah, British place names. Well, I think most of them I can pronounce it fine, but yeah, some of them are hard because lots of letters get silent. And sometimes the letters don't get silent. So I don't know if there is pattern to it or it's just random. I guess we'll learn in this video. Remember, people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out all the reaction I did. There's a link in the description with all of my videos. Check out the cast for all the playlists. Check out the end cards, and yeah, let's watch this one.
British place names can be tricky to pronounce.
Take this place. Looks
Grimsby.
simple, but what if we told you it was pronounced Grimmies?
No, it's not.
We'd be lying. It's Grimsby.
Yeah.
But other places can be genuinely fiddly
I watched so much Top Gear that I know that is called Grimsby.
foreigners.
And tourists who get it wrong risk being imprisoned or killed.
In today's programme, we're going to ask why British place names are so hard to pronounce.
Is there an and coming?
No, I'm done.
Welcome to Map Men.
That's
the men,
awesome.
And here's the map.
Map men, map men, map men.
There are difficult to pronounce place names all over the world.
California has Zizix, Slovenia has Ptuj, Greenland has...
Kekertarsuit.
Even Welsh natives struggle with this one.
And tonight we can expect to see heavy showers spreading from the west into Wales.
But deliberately hard to pronounce
Wait a
names.
minute. So Richard Hammond, of all people, once I remember watching an episode, was making fun of a German place name which was extremely long. He failed to tell that his own place, Wales, I think he's from Wales, right, has that kind of name. What the hell, man? Look at that. I get. How the hell do you pronounce that? What the hell? Look at that. How long is that? How do you even pronounce that?
Wales.
But deliberately hard to pronounce names invented for promotional purposes like Llanfair Pwllgwyn Gwrgoggerachwyn Droboclantysilo Gogogoch aside,
Show off.
British place names cause more trouble than most because they often look straightforward but contain nonsensical phonetic traps that are impossible to predict.
Try this one.
Go on, say it out loud, in your room or on your train.
Ha ha ha!
Wait a second. Let me try it before they say it. It's not from because there's an E in it, so it becomes so from, that's just sound weird. From, even though that's not double O, it could be from. I don't know, we'll see.
Ha 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 ha! Wrong, it's not Frome.
Frome, it should be blitheringly obvious, is pronounced Froome.
Yeah, look at that, I was right.
Don't worry, you're in good company. Frome is officially the most mispronounced place name in Britain, and that's according to a proper search.
Isn't it weird? A guy who was born in India is still living in India. He's gonna live in India his whole life. Pronounce it right than most Britain people do, I guess.
Perfect.
Excuse me, could you mispronounce Froome for me?
Portsmouth.
That'll do. There's nothing
Portsmouth.
more fun than laughing at tourists who don't know how to say something properly simply because they're from a different country and could never reasonably be expected to have predicted a local pronunciation that contradicts the basic rules of language.
So, we've created the perfect travel agent's itinerary for maximising tourist humiliation across the country.
Starting in Biaulio,
Beauty,
head over to Rampisham,
Ransom,
then down to Mouse.
That is Mousehole. Moosehole? How the hell do you say that then?
Mousehole,
Next, travel
Mousehole.
north up to Towcester,
Tousester.
Toaster,
Toaster,
a
okay.
quick jaunt to Gotham,
There is a city called Gotham? Okay.
Gotham,
followed by a
Gotham.
stop in Quernmore,
Quorma,
before finishing up in Alnwick.
Alnwick, which is near Newcastle.
But that's just not trying to put too much effort into it. Alnwick, just, yeah.
Or, as the people from the city itself say, Newcastle.
When will they learn? As you can hear, no letter of the English alphabet is safe from being pronounced any of dozens of different ways.
Including not at all.
Thankfully, there are some general rules you can stick to. And because
Wait a second. I think, first of all, it's so hard to pronounce because lots of variation, I think. First, obviously, Romans came, so they put their twist to it, and then Anglo-Saxons, then Normans because of the William the Conqueror. I think, yeah, that's his name. So, then there was also Vikings also came there. So, you know, lots of different people came. They put their name to it. But people started to pronounce in their way. So it just changed it place to place. I think just because of diversity of it all, you know, lots of places gets pronounced differently just because how people pronounced it. That's the name that got stuck, I guess. I think that should be it. I don't know.
As we're nice, we'll help the un-British amongst you through a couple of basics.
Cester is pronounced stir.
Leicester, Worcester, Gloucester.
W
What? Leicester. Yeah, it is Leicester. It's not Leicester or something. Yeah, Leicester. Leicester, yeah. Worcester, Gloucester, yeah.
Leicester, Worcester, Gloucester.
W at the start
Yeah.
after the final syllable is silent.
Norwich, Berwick, Southwark.
Norwich. It's not Norwich. Wouldn't that make sense? It was Norwich with a V in middle. Norwich is Norwich. Berwick, not Berwick. Yeah, that doesn't work. Southwark, not Southwark. Yeah, the only W works in this. Any other, it just feels weird to say W in the middle. So yeah.
ER is pronounced R.
Berkshire, Clerkenwell, Hertfordshire.
But before you get too reassured, for every rule in the English language there are always exceptions, such as the cester in,
Cirencester.
the W in,
Sandwich.
and the sound in,
Oh, this is disgusting. Oh, sorry, Berkhamsted.
which is in Hertfordshire.
The only way to be absolutely
I'm pretty sure that it's because of the different people in the different timeline came there and pronounced it that way. Because otherwise it doesn't make sense. Why silent it at some place, don't silent it at other place?
sure of pronouncing British place names correctly is to live here long enough to learn every single one of them one at a time. Sorry.
So who were the complete anchors that invented these rules?
It's time for an English lesson.
To
Complete
make an
anchors.
English language, you start with the base of Germanic Anglo-Saxon. Mix in a healthy dash of Old Norse, a huge dollop of Norman French, and just a barely detectable hint of Celtic. Trust me, it'll make all the difference.
Oh, look at that, I was right, it is that. I forgot the Celtics apparently.
Stir it up for hundreds of years until the vowels really start to shift, and then English.
Excitingly, by looking at a map of Britain today, we can clearly see which invaders influenced our language where by plotting the origins of British place names. This marvellous, messy, multicoloured map shows which languages different British place names belong to and is a living history of our early settlers and subsequent invaders.
The oldest place names here are of Celtic origin. This is where you'll find all the place names with words like Tre, Loch, Bryn and Aber.
Such as Aberystwyth, meaning the mouth, Aber.
Wait a minute, are Celtics from Ireland? Or... I'm pretty sure Celtics are from Ireland, no? Yeah.
Of the River Istwith.
Which coincidentally is exactly where we find Aberystwyth today.
Celtic languages were once spoken all across the British Isles, but are now reduced to a small minority of mountain dwellers. And that's because low-lying Middle England Brits turned out to be more worse at resisting invading armies.
First up were the Romans, who brought in Britain's Latin influences.
Like the rumba.
No, like boring Latin. Anywhere that ends in caster, cester, chester or xeta was a Roman fort, from the Latin word castra, meaning Roman fort.
But the Romans didn't stay long, so although they...
Yeah, that makes sense. All the places with end with stir is around London and places like that, so it makes sense.
A naming system was long-lasting, the actual names they used weren't, which is perhaps unsurprising when we learn they used names like Castra Exploratorum and Belgic Oppidum.
Which was sensibly renamed Braintree.
Next, in light pink, we have the biggest
Braintree.
group, Germanic Anglo-Saxon.
Any place containing the words Ham, Hurst, Lee, Bury, Ford, Port, Mere, Stead, Tunstall, Wick, Witch or Mere are of good old Anglo-Saxon origin and massively dominate southern England.
Like Buckingham.
Or a low-lying area of land belonging to an Anglo-Saxon called Bucca.
Perhaps the most upheavaling thing to happen to Britain's place names was the Vikings, who swept in from Scandinavia in the 9th century, committing brutal crimes including rape, pillage and the renaming of small to medium-sized settlements.
Nice ham.
You can tell a place was named by the Vikings if it ends in Thwaite, Thorpe, Kirk or B.
Such as our old friend
Grimsby.
Grimsby, named
Yeah.
after an important Viking called Grim, famed for his infectious positive energy. Grimsby literally means Grim's village.
Really? We're all familiar.
Yeah, look, I would be just like any other Indian, would be most of, not know about the names and things. Only reason I know about all this because I watched so much Top Gear. All of the Top Gear. I don't think I missed a single episode, even the special of Top Gear UK. So that's why I know all these names like Newcastle, Grimsby and things like that.
With these common settlement suffixes, but what's so striking is how clearly this map of Viking place names reflects the extent of the Viking invasions. You can practically see the exact location of the Danelaw dividing Viking and Anglo-Saxon England without needing to draw it on with thick red pen.
Following all these invasions, Britain was littered with place names that originated in different languages and accents, but the final thing that would make its place names truly unpronounceable was time.
Over hundreds of years, locals who were too busy to pronounce
Okay, Virasta,
all the syllables in Cester reduced it to stir to save time. But they couldn't read or write, so the spelling stayed the same.
2000 Worcester, 2200 Vrr, 2400 Beep Bop Boop.
And while the English language has continued to gradually evolve, our place names haven't, resulting in a language landscape littered with phonetic booby traps.
But what about Froome? Which linguistic group is responsible for Britain's so-called hardest place name?
Unusually for a place name in England, Froome is from a surviving Celtic word, frama, which means fair, fine or brisk, probably describing the flow of its lovely river.
It's not really surprising that the oldest language in these islands is the one that's drifted the furthest from pronounceability.
So don't forget to join us for the next episode of Map Men.
Is that the end of your sentence?
Yeah, I'm done.
Golly darn!
Yeah, Froome, I guessed it because of the E in the end. Now, I don't know if that's the default thing that happens with all the words, or E just gets silent, but I saw the word like there is a E, so it must be pronounced with and you can pronounce Froome. That's just weird. So Froome kind of makes sense. Yeah. How is that hardest to pronounce of all the names? What about that Wales name that we just saw? That's not even a word. That's so fucking long.
Toot gee whiz, hot diggity woo!
What are you doing?
I'm putting on an American accent to fool my computer into thinking I'm in America. Yippee-ki-wee, buckaroo!
Why are you doing that?
Oh, it's an ad time.
Because I want to watch all my favourite programmes on Netflix.
But you've already got Netflix.
Yes, but American Netflix has programmes that we don't get on UK Netflix, including, curiously, some British programmes. So that's why I'm doing this really convincing accent so that my computer will let me access all the content I want.
Hold up there. Okay, first of all, I'm reacting to an ad, but still. Does that work? I mean, in India, there is, obviously there's Amazon Prime. I don't know if there's Netflix here or not. I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah, there is Netflix here. So yeah, there's Netflix here, Amazon Prime, things like that. And yeah, they don't have lots of foreign content here, obviously, the content that one would want. But if I create a content, an account here, if I create an account here, then the account is of India. Why does it matter if I use VPN or not? Even if I do use VPN, won't that just recognize that this is an Indian account, so let's not give any other like US or UK content here? Or if an Indian guy with an Indian account go to UK or US, then from there they can watch the US or UK source. So in that sense, VPN would work. Is that it? Because I always thought like if you create an account from a country, all the content is from that country, regardless of from where you access it. So how would VPN work there?
Zippity-doo-dah, gosh darn it, yeehaw!
Suit yourself.
Hey, wait, aren't you going to tell me that's a really silly thing to do and instead I should use Surfshark?
Oh, we're doing an advert. Surfshark is an app
This
and
is
browser
awesome.
extension that lets you place your laptop or phone anywhere in the world, so you can access content that you may not usually be able to see.
Yeah, people, go to the website and support this channel. Seriously, support this channel. This is awesome. Apart from Internet Historian, I don't remember any other channel who does this kind of an ad. I love it. Oh, we're doing an ad. Okay. This is a great channel, man. I love this channel. All the British thing I learned from this in a British way is awesome. Yeah, so British place names. I kind of knew that lots of different people came, so everybody pronounced it differently. So the name got stuck in that kind of pronunciation. But yeah, isn't that? But obviously different people pronounce it differently. Sure, but isn't there in English book there is some rules that if a word is end like this, it should be pronounced like that, regardless of how you pronounce it, or is it just people just make things up as they go? I don't know. Yeah, but there you go. Alright people, if you like my reaction, don't forget to like and subscribe. Check out the reaction date, there's a link in the description. Check out the cast for all the plays like CGP Grace, Simonella, Internet Historian, Let Me Know, things like that. Unbiased History by Doherty. That's where all my Roman knowledge comes from. Apparently a satirical series from Doherty. So yeah, and yeah, I'll see you next time.